apple picking time. Yeah, so let's talk about the parks. Or let's talk about me going to the park. Let's talk about me going to the park. So, as you guys remember, right now, when you go to Disneyland or Disney Sea, um, some of the rides are only accessed. Actually, a lot of the things are only accessed via the lottery, the elusive lottery. Not elusive. I don't know. I'm so bad today with words. The lottery. You have to enter a lottery to do almost everything. It's kind of a bummer. But Manai gave me a good tip before I went to the parks, which is basically to get there super early because the parks open officially at 9 a.m. However, they let everyone in at 8:30. So they open up the parks at 8:30, but everything doesn't really officially kind of like start until 9. But what's good about that is you can get inside of the new area pretty early. And the key to this is that the way they do the lottery system, there is a set amount of time, or like there's a time window where you can enter the lottery, and then if you enter it during that time window, you may get selected for a time after that time window. It's a little confusing. So, uh, yeah, I I actually took a picture of my lottery win. Let me see if that kind of helps me explain. Actually, this is a good. Um, this is weird actually. Okay, well, I guess this is probably the best I'll be able to show you guys. And I forgot to send this to my computer. What am I doing? Okay. I was all prepared, and then I was not prepared for this. Because when um, when I tried to explain it to me over the phone, and I was having a hard time understanding, and I don't blame her because I'm having a hard time explaining it to you, and English is my my mother language. So the fact that Manai was able to explain it to me is actually very impressive. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, so let me show you this picture. Hold on. Bum 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 bum. I have um, Hall and Oates Man Eater stuck in my head. She only comes out at night. So, ah, this is like my other pictures. Yeah, so when you enter the lottery, basically what it is. So like this is me saying that I've already entered the lottery in the morning, and if you look underneath, so the time at the top in bold, like 11 to 1, um, that is the time that you would, if you win the lottery, you will essentially visit the attraction in that time window. But below it, it says 8:25 to 10:55. That means that if you enter the lottery starting at 8:25 until 10:55, that is the window in which you can enter the lottery. And so if you enter it and win, and you select that 11 to 1 time window, that means that you could potentially visit the ride between 11 and 1. And so um, what the key to this is that the window that I actually won, I actually spoiled it. I was gonna pretend like I didn't win. Oh well, I messed up. Um, so the window that I chose was the earliest time window, as you can see, 9 a.m. to 11, and I believe the window in which you could enter it was 8:25 to 8:55. I believe, yeah, 8:55. So the window to enter that time frame was very short. It's the shortest of any of the lottery options. And what's nice about that is that it's like Manai calls it the magic time. She's like it's the magic time, and I actually think that's like the best way to describe it because at that particular time there's not a lot of people at the park except for the super hardcore people. And the key to this is that a lot of people don't realize that even though it says on the park ticket that the parks open at 9 a.m., a lot of people don't know that they actually let you in at 8:30. So you have a good 30-minute time window to enter this key magic time frame. And what you need to do is, though, you need to get to the parks and you actually need to enter the park before 8:55 because you can't enter the lottery until you've scanned your ticket. So that is the key. The key is to get to the park early enough to get inside and have the ability to enter the lottery and then enter the earliest option because that will be the option that the least amount of people will likely enter. And so I did that, and that is probably how I was able to win the lottery for Beauty and the Beast. My mistake, I made a huge mistake. So when I won the lottery for Beauty and the Beast, in my head I was like, oh well, I already won. I already won one thing, so I should probably enter the lottery for things later. But what I didn't realize is that you could enter the lottery for everything in a given time frame if you choose to. The key to this is that once you've entered the lottery for a specific attraction or show or whatever, if you lose, then you're no longer able to enter for any other time during the day. So it's kind of a crapshoot, and it's a little risky to enter everything in one go because you won't have because the time window is only a few hours, so you may not be able to actually physically do everything. But I neglected to try to enter other things. Because of that, I actually lost everything, literally every other lottery, which was kind of a bummer. It wasn't too bad because Beauty and the Beast ride was the number one thing that I wanted to do. And so once I saw how lame the Baymax ride was, I was so not disappointed when I lost that lottery. I'm like, whatever. I'm like, I'm okay not going on that ride. And the other things I lost were like Mini Style Studio, which I wanted to do, but I mean, I can do it later. It's not a big deal. And I missed out on a bunch of greetings, which, again, I mean, the greetings are like no big deal, right? You know, it would have been nice to do them, but, you know, no harm. So just getting the Beauty and the Beast ride for me personally was the number one thing that I wanted, so I got that, and so I was very happy. So that is the explanation of the lottery system. It's a little confusing. And when you win the lottery, um, it shows up in the app, and there's like a space where a barcode shows up, and it doesn't show up until your allotted time. So, I believe that I won I could enter the ride at 10:30 yesterday, and so at like 10:27, like a couple of minutes before the ride, your time, a little barcode appears, and then you go up to the front, and then they scan it and let you in. What was really cool about this system is that it effectively is almost like a fast pass because once they scanned my ticket, I really didn't have to wait that long at all to get onto the actual ride. They put me in a queue, but the queue like moved really quickly. So it was kind of cool in a way because had I not had that opportunity to enter the ride at 10:30, if this was normal standby rules, I probably would have waited an hour and a half to 2.5 hours. This is judging by the fact that myself and Manai and I, me and Manai, me and Manai, we went to Soarin' at Disney Sea when it opened last year in July, and we went and we got to Disney Sea like 2 hours before the park opened, or an hour. I can't remember how long, but we got there super early before the park opened. And the first thing that we did when we entered the park was we like literally ran to the Soarin' attraction, and we still had to wait, I think, like an hour and a half or 2 hours or something. So if they were still doing a standby line for this newbie in the beach ride, I mean, I would, even though I got to the park early, I still would have had to wait like a crazy amount of time. So it was kind of cool that I basically just like scanned my phone and then kind of walked onto the ride. So that was kind of cool. Granted, I did have to win a lottery, so it was a little risky and kind of scary. Like I was so scary when I entered the lottery. I'm like, did I win? Oh man, it was like so stressful. But yeah, so that's that. So let me show some pictures. I'll get to the review of the ride in a bit. But I took a bunch of pictures. So why don't we look at a bunch of the pictures? Pictures. Bum 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 bum. Whoa, here she comes. Watch out, boy, she'll chew you up. Whoa, here she comes. She's a man eater. Why does she only come out at night? He says she only comes out at night, and I don't understand why. Why does she only come out at night? Like, is this woman, this man eater, who is a cannibal? This is the thing that I just don't understand about this song. Is that Hall & Oates, right? They wrote this song about a woman who literally eats men, and she only does it at night. So they know about a serial cannibal, and they don't go to the authorities. They don't contact the police. They instead write a song. Like, why didn't they like turn this woman in? They must know who she is, and she only comes out at night. Why does she only come out? I have so many questions about this song. It's driving me insane. It's like, come on, Hall & Oates. Like, what were you doing? You know of a cannibal, and you're not doing anything about it? Oh, come on, Hall & Oates. So, where do I start these pictures? These aren't in order. I thought these would be shown in order when I open them up, but they're not in order. That's kind of weird. So let's start at the bottom. I'm just gonna go on. She's not a charmer, Deborah. He says that she eats men. I'm taking Hall & Oates by the literal lyrics. She eats men. She's a man eater. So this is the Forest Theater. which is sadly the one thing that's not open in the new area, which is a huge bummer because that show is probably going to be amazing. I really want to see it. Yeah, so it's not open, but you can go to you can walk around the theater entrance and like look around it. So around the theater entrance, they have these kind of like old school kind of posters. And so they have this one for Marie. This is me outside of the castle wearing my Alice in Wonderland shirt. So it's that. This is another thing for the Forest Theater. So Mickey's Magical Music World is the name of the show, which is a lot of alliteration. Mickey's Magical Music. It should have been like Mickey's Magical Music Mayhem or something. I don't know. get another M in there. So this is the entrance to the ride, the Enchanted Tale. Very pretty. So no joke, they have a line to take a picture in front of the castle. So you have to literally wait like 15 to 20 minutes if you just want to have a nice picture in front of the castle, which is completely Japanese. It's like the most Japanese thing in the world. And I waited in that line because I need to take a picture with the popcorn bucket. So that's the Baymax little ride, whatever. And we'll get to the Baymax ride. I have a lot to say about that. So this is another poster. It's for King John, which is so rare. A Robin Hood, like Robin Hood, anything at the parks is like incredibly rare. So I was really surprised to see this. So that's kind of cool. And this is that's the entrance to the Forest Theater. And this is another poster, and it's another rare characters. Who's Afraid of the Big Bad Wolf? Kind of rare to see. I did see the Three Little Pigs in Toontown. And here's another poster for Pygmalion. An owl's in it. So rare. Special guest owl. Pygmalion? I don't know how you say that. Kind of weird. What is this? This is that's the entrance of the Gaston restaurant, which I cannot go to because I neglected to make a reservation. So sad. This is the fountain for Gaston. And you can see LeFou, is that his name, underneath Gaston. And I was doing some fun Instagram stories yesterday. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I was having too much fun with my my Instagram stories. I was doing a lot of polls. So this is Big Pop. That's the popcorn store where you can get buckets and flavored popcorn. These are new vending machines, and they're kind of like lucky cats for Baymax. And as you can see up at the top, Mochi is like sleeping up at the top. What's he doing up there? Get out of there, dude. What are you doing up there? This is another, this is the inside of Big Pop. So as you can see, there's buckets and popcorn. The fact that you have to make a reservation for this is completely weird to me. But I guess it's new, so that's why they had to do it. This is the Baymax Ride. You can see it, like the bucket, very much like the same actually. almost exactly the same. Yeah. And this ride, man, whatever, dude. Whatever, dude. And this is some new medallions, and I wanted to show it off because it has Moo Bell, Clarabelle Cow, whatever her name is. Kind of rare. So this is the mini style studio, which I sadly did not win. I wanted to go. Manai won this though. So if we have Manai back on the stream, she can talk all about mini style studio. But I was kind of bummed. I actually of this the second thing that I wanted to do after Beauty and the Beast was actually mini style studio. So I was a little bummed that I couldn't do it. But it's okay, maybe next time. And that's the little info board about Mini Style Studio. These are some ice cream vendor things, but they just look really interesting. So, sorry to show those off. That is the LeFou's. It's like a little food vendor. They were selling some sort of like apple, like pie thing that did not look good to me. And I think you can also get some sort of like butter beer like drink, which also sounded really gross. So I didn't get either of those. This is the sign outside of the ride, Enchanted Tale, Beauty and the Beast. Here's a carriage. What is up with this carriage? Can someone explain this to me? Was this in the movie or something? I don't remember this carriage. What is this? Someone help me out here. I don't. It looks like this is like important or something, but I legit do not remember what that is. So I apologize if I'm like missing out on like some important thing. That was in the movie. Okay. Totally don't remember it. But apparently it's popular or whatever. So this is Big Pop. And I got the cookies and cream popcorn. There's 3 flavors. Cookies and cream, strawberry milk, and caramel and cheese. And I have to say, even though this cookies and cream was good, I would only say it was okay. I actually prefer the strawberry flavor at Disney Sea more than this. And this popcorn is more expensive because this popcorn has more flavor all throughout the kernels, whereas at the popcorn that you get at any vendor in the parks, they're kind of like half and half. Like a lot of the kernel pieces are like normal popcorn, and then the others have the flavor on them. But I don't know. It wasn't. It was okay. It was just okay. It was not worth the extra money. Definitely will not get it again ever. So I'm happy I tried it, but I will maybe try the strawberry milk just to see how it compares to the strawberry at Disney Sea. But yeah, was not a huge fan of the popcorn. It was just kind of there. So what can you do? And this is a woman who had a lot of pins on her bag. I was like, look at all those pins. And they're all Tokyo Disney pins. I don't think any of these are actually American pins. So she's got 35th anniversary. She's got Easter. She's got Halloween from last year. She's got Halloween from like 2 years ago. Steamboat Willie pin, which you can get shipped to Donald. Hot Summer Jungle from like a couple summers ago. One Man's Dream. Those are like last year. 36th anniversary from last year. She's got the One Man's Dreams buttons from last year. This Figaro, the Figaro with the jack-o'-lantern. I don't know if that's a Tokyo Disney pin. If it is, I don't remember it. It may be before my time. But those, the Mickey and is that Pluto on the fish? Those are Disney Sea pin or Tokyo Disney pins. Hinamatsuri are from this year, I think. That Pirates pin was from maybe this year, maybe last year. Yeah, so these are all. Oh, look at one man's drawing clipboard. The clipboard thing is like hanging down. It's kind of funny. Yeah, she had a lot of Tokyo Disney pins, and they're all like seasonal pins because we like hardly get any new pins. So, and here are the flavors again for in case you forgot. Cookie creamu. It's not cookies. It's not cookie toe cream. It's just cookie creamu. Cookie creamu. Strawberry miracle. Caramel and see, that's weird. Caramel and cheese. There's an and symbol, but cookies and cream is just cookie cream. Cookie cream. Cookie cream. Cool. So I guess the next thing we talk about is the Beauty and the Beast ride. I guess, well, actually, maybe I should probably talk about the Baymax ride first, because that ride's pretty crappy. Let me see. I haven't looked in the chat in a while. I'm covering the chat. What am I doing? Yeah, the Baymax ride was super lame. Holy crap, was it lame? Just so uneventful. It like doesn't spin so fast. It's just it's to me it's like a waste of space. Like, why did they even have it? I'll show a video of it. I don't know if the video will have sound, so you guys let me know if the video has sound or not. So tell me if there's sound. I don't know. Yeah, look how lame this is. Like, when I saw, I'm like, this is it? This is the ride? Like, what? I was like, so disappointed. Did you guys hear sound on that? Because the sound is not coming out on my end, so wasn't sure. But yeah, the only notable thing. Oh, you did hear sound. Okay. So sorry if it's so loud. Maybe I'll turn it down. Let's see if it's not loud. They do play different songs during the ride. So a couple songs are in English and some are in Japanese. The Japanese song is like way better than the English song. It's cool if you go back. I guess I can loop it. So if you look at the cast member controlling the ride, you'll see her on the right side of the screen in a second. So she's coming up right here, the very right. She's like waving her hands like this. But it's so funny because there's 3 cast members, and there's 3 people working, and they're so into the song. I'm just waving, and I'm just like, man, look at them. They're so into it. Because like I would not be into it that much. But yeah, when I discovered I lost this lottery, I was not sad at all. I'm like, even if I won, I'd be like, I don't even know if I want to go on with this. Yeah, it looks incredibly lame. Like I said, waste of space. They could have put something better there. Yeah, not into it at all. Yeah. Cool, so that's that. Let's talk about the Beauty and the Beast ride, which is better. But it was better. But is it the best? Is it the new best ride at Tokyo Disneyland? What do you think? What do you think? Do you think I am going to proclaim that the Enchanted Tale of Beauty and the Beast is the new, coveted, best ride at Tokyo Disney Resort? You'll have to wait. Let's go through the ride. Cool. So, there's also that store, the store in the village area where you can't buy anything. You can only look at stuff. That's that store was so weird. Like, because I had to make a reservation for it, and once I went inside, I'm like, why did I even come here? Because like all it is that you. Oh, I'm not showing the pic. Sorry. It's like they just show all the merch. I mean, yes, it looks really nice. Like, cool, you can like see all the merch display, and like that's really cool. But that's it. And I could tell by the way that the store was set up. It was not set up to be this way because they actually do have cashiers and stuff. So what must have happened was because they're afraid that the store would be too swamped, they turned it into this kind of like display store. So, but yeah, I just thought that was really interesting. What can we do? Cool. So let's talk about the ride, the Beauty and the Beast ride. Cool. So I'm like trying to figure out where I want to start with the photos. I wish these were in order of when I took them, but they're not. That makes it harder. So this is kind of like the entrance area. The one thing, so here's the thing I will say before I talk about the ride itself. The presentation of this ride was top notch. Incredible. Like, I mean, if you look at this photo here, it looks amazing. Like, it just looks so cool. Like, check out this photo. Like, next to the little bridge where you enter the park, like this little like rocky kind of steamy like moaty area. It looks so amazing. Like, and look at this area. This is so cool. It looks great. They managed to nail that. Universal Studios in Japan, not Japan, in America as well, they do a really good job of doing this, where they really transport you into the world, like the Harry Potter sections in particular. I feel like they do it the best, and I would say this is maybe like one notch below Hogwarts Castle, because the Hogwarts Castle is it's so amazing, the level of detail they put into it. And I would say that this is like almost at that level. Like, I actually, no joke, I know this is kind of a spoiler, but I actually I got more enjoyment walking through the castle and looking at everything before I got on the ride than the ride itself. So that kind of shows you how awesome the outside was. Like, this is like one of the statues by the entrance of the castle. And this is kind of like the entrance. You don't actually go through those doors, but you walk by those doors later. Because right through that door is where there's a pre-show presentation, which I didn't know there's a pre-show presentation because I didn't do any spoilers, so I was really shocked. And once you enter the castle, you kind of go through the castle, and as you go through, you see all of the characters, all the side characters from the movie. So you have Sultan here at the bottom, and you got Cogsworth and Lumiere at the top. And it kind of sucks because we had we won the lottery. The line moved so quickly that I didn't have time to like kind of like take everything in and take pictures because the line was moving so fast. And that's because, if this was like a normal day in a standby line, you'd be looking at this stuff for like 30 minutes. So I know I shouldn't be complaining, but I wanted to like take in the atmosphere more, but I didn't want to hold up everybody who wanted to get on the ride. What else? So here's Mrs. Potts. I don't know if I found Chip though. but I didn't have time to. I didn't have a lot of time to look. Okay, so you see Sultan, Cogsworth Lumiere, you see Potts, and then you go through this like this hall of knights. These dudes, knights of armor. Check out these dudes. I was like, what is this? It's so cool. I was freaking out. I'm like, oh my god. There's like knights of armor. What? And then you go into the main entrance hall. And there's the stairs that lead up that has like the nice stained glass thing. And I didn't get a picture of so directly behind me, if you were to turn around, you see that entrance door that I showed off earlier. It's like the entrance to the castle. And so there's like, if you go up these stairs, there's like balconies on either side. There's a balcony on the left and a balcony on the right. This is where the pre-show presentation was. And what kind of sucked was I was the first person in my line because I was a single rider. And because I was the first person, I walked all the way to the left. Because I didn't realize it was a pre-show presentation. So I'm just walking all the way to the left. And one of the cast members had to stop me. She's like, no, you got to stop. And I'm like, what's going on? And they closed the doors and they did the presentation. But because of that, like I said, there's two balconies. So in one balcony, Beast comes out. In another balcony, there's Belle. But I was so far on the left that I actually couldn't see Belle at all. So I was kind of bummed that I missed out on Belle. But yeah, the animatronics for Beast was pretty impressive. Pretty cool. And so I couldn't really understand what was going on in the pre-show presentation, but basically the stained glass window, it's kind of weird, like when I took a photo, these weird effects, but it would change, like they were going through the story of Beauty and the Beast, basically. I thought I had more photos of the stained glass, but I can't find them. I don't know. But yeah, so basically, like the stained glass change, they do a story, Belle and Beast come out, and then it opens up, and you're in the kind of like kitchen area. Where's the kitchen area? So you're in this kitchen area, and this is where you get on the pots. And so you get on these huge pots, and they put plastic dividers up, which is kind of cool. So these pots come out, and then I think there's seven pots in play at any given time, which is a ton of people. Because it sits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or is there 4? It's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people? What? So it's like a ton of people. Wait, is it 10? Is it really 10 people? I think it is 10 people. Hold on. Yeah, this is a better shot. So the pots open up. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 people. So there's like 70 people. Holy crap. So at any given point when the ride is going on, there's 70 people spinning around with you. I mean, presuming that they actually put all 10 people in. But that's nuts. Yeah. Yeah, so then you go in, and so now this is gonna be the part where I review the ride, but I'm going to give my positives first, and then I'll be giving my negatives. So here's the thing. What's cool about this ride is essentially uses the same technology as Pooh's Honey Hunt here at Tokyo Disneyland. This technology is also used at in Hong Kong Disneyland for Mystic Manor, which I've been on, which is really awesome, but I don't remember it. And it's also used in Disney Paris, Paris Disneyland, or Paris Movie Studios, one of the two parks in Paris, for the Ratatouille ride, which I believe they're bringing to Orlando. So it's essentially like you get in all of these rides, you get into a circular thing, and it's a trackless ride. There's no track, and your car or whatever the thing you're in, your vessel, your vehicle, like moves around independent of everybody else, and it's quite it's quite impressive when you get in for the first time because you don't know where you're going. You just kind of like roam around. And what's cool about the Beauty and the Beast ride, which is unique to the other ones, is that the pod itself does kind of tilt and turn, which is a nice little effect. It wasn't. It didn't like play a huge part in the sense that that tilting effect wasn't like a game changer for me, but it was interesting and I did like it a lot. So the key to these rides, these trackless rides, is that because it's not a track like a traditional dark ride, because in a traditional dark ride, when you're on the track, you're essentially looking in like basically three different directions. You're looking in front of you, or you're looking to your left, or you're looking to your right. Because if you think about like the Pinocchio ride or the Snow White ride, or Alice in Wonderland at Disneyland, you're kind of like seeing what's going on over here, or you're seeing what's going on over there, or you're looking in front of you. You're never like really looking behind you. But what's interesting about these trackless rides is that because there's no set direction that you're going, and it's completely random depending on which vehicle you're in, there's you have like pretty much you look at whatever you want to look at because there's like stuff all around you. This is mostly present in the Pooh ride, Pooh's Honey Hunt. Not so much in this ride, which I'll talk about in a bit. But I will say the animatronics in the Beauty and the Beast ride were quite impressive. Very nicely done, very lively. Definitely not your like robotic Pirates of the Caribbean, like very lame stuff. So they're very, 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 very nicely done. And yeah, I mean I don't really know what else to say other than that. So here's some of my nitpicks. One is that it's like really short. I read somewhere that it was like one of the longest rides, and I don't know if it actually really was, but it felt really short. And the reason why it felt short was that immediately after you enter into the ride, the very first thing that happens is the Be Our Guest song, and there's like a big long dining table with Belle and all the characters are dancing around and they're playing that song. But what's so interesting about that is that I thought for sure the ride was going to start in the village with Belle in her white dress and Gaston and everybody else, and I was like so shocked because once we like immediately went into the Be Our Guest song, that's like halfway through the movie. And I'm like thinking to myself, did I miss something? Like, are we in a like a super short version of the ride? Like, what's going on here? And so I was a little shocked by that. And because of the fact that it started that late in the movie, the rest of the ride just felt kind of rushed. So you start off in the Be Our Guest section. The next section is like outside the castle with like Bella and her horse and Beast. I don't really know what was going on there. That section was really boring. It wasn't that exciting. And then after that, Beast dies. Well, he doesn't really die. He almost dies. All the people like storm the castle, and then they revive him, and then you dance in the ballroom, and then the ride ends. And I'm just kind of like, that's it. Like, I felt like I felt like they needed more. Like, and here's another thing too, Gaston is not in the ride at all. How is he not in the ride? How? How is Gaston not in the ride? That makes no sense to me. Particularly because he is the person that pushes Beast out of the. He makes him fall. And I don't know if it's because they are afraid kids. Maybe the Snow White ride like traumatized kids, and they're afraid of making anything scary. But because of the fact that Gaston was not in the ride, it felt very strange that when they're doing this scene of like all the villagers like storming the castle, there's no impetus to it. Like, why are they storming the castle? It's because of Gaston. Why is Gaston up there? I don't know. So I don't know. That really kind of bugged me. I'm like, why is Gaston not in this ride? The other thing too is at the very end where they do the famous ballroom dancing scene, it's Beast in his human form. But that's not what you see in the movie. In the movie, you see Beast in his beast form dancing with Belle. It's not the same. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of that. I was not a fan of seeing Beast in his human form dancing with Belle. Because you know what that tells people? That tells people that the only way that you're going to get the hot damsel or the hot princess is to be a hot dude. That means guys like me who are ugly and beastly and unattractive, we can't get the princess. That's the message that they're telling everybody. So I was not into that. Beasts like myself did not get the representation that we should. So that was kind of strange. But yeah, my other big complaint is that um, the thing about Pooh's Honey Hunt is that in Pooh's Honey Hunt, there are so many things to look at when you're inside of the rooms. There's so much life, and if you're to the point where like things are happening all around you, that if you're focusing on one thing, you might miss a thing that's behind you or to the left or the right of you. There's just so much going on. And I felt like in this ride, a lot of times the scenes were just kind of, there wasn't really much going on. The first scene was the most exciting because it's like, this amazing song and like there's just so many characters dancing around and singing. But then we went to the outside scene, and there's really not much going on, and so the cups are just like spinning around, and I'm just like, well, show us something, like show us what's going on. And then the worst offender of this was when we get to the ballroom dancing scene, because it's just Belle and Beast dancing, and then you just spin around them for like 10 minutes, like there's no like they needed like more life because around the them dancing was all of the characters, the side characters in their human form, but they're very basic animatronics. Like they're just like waving and stuff. Like they're not really doing anything exciting. Although I will say that Feather Duster in her human form was hot. Oh my god. Oh my god. I wanted to get a picture of her, but I couldn't because my cup never went over towards her. But whew, I was like, how's it hot in here? Crazy. But yeah. So that's that. Overall, I thought this was going to be my new favorite ride. And I don't think it is. I think Pooh's Honey Hunt, even though it's older, I still think Pooh's Honey Hunt is the best ride at the Tokyo Disney Resort. I think it is, man. If Pooh's Honey Hunt was like a 10, I would give the Beauty and the Beast ride like an 8. Solid 8. So, yeah. What can you do? What can you do? You're in the castle. It doesn't matter if you're in the castle. You can still do the village scene. It's like, it's a ride. You can make things up. There's ways around it. You can go down the trail or whatever. So I'll show you some more pictures of the ride. Yeah, I don't know. I'm happy. I'm really happy I rode it, but I will say that didn't quite live up to my expectations. Wah, wah. All right, so actually, you know what? I'll show some videos. Yeah, Gaston desperately needed to be in this ride. Faux show. The fact that he was not there, especially because there's so much Gaston merch and like they have the Gaston restaurant. Like, so this, I believe. Hold on. So this is actually the best part of the entire ride. Was he's dying and then transforming into the prince. Like, this is like the most impressive thing. Yeah, that was really cool. Oh, he's a prince. Oh my god, how do they do it? How do they do it though? It's like magic, man. How do they do that? How I don't get it. How do they do it? Magic. So that's that. And then the only other video I took was the last video of dancing. So this is the room where they're dancing. And as you can see, they have all the side characters just kind of chilling. Like, this is it, and you just go around them for like 5 minutes. That's what I mean, is that like it's just kind of like there needed to be more stuff. Like, so in Pooh's Honey Hunt, there's so many unique things that happen in the ride that make that ride so memorable. Like, for instance, when you get to the Heffalump room, and there's like it's just like this weird scene with like Heffalumps, and there's like a Pooh card with like Heffalumps in it, and sometimes you'll like dance with them, and sometimes the Pooh pot will go up to like a Heffalump, and like there'll be like a cannon will blow like smoke in your face. Like, there's like so much exciting like interactive things that happen. And this one is like, it's very passive. Like, there's like nothing really exciting going on. Like, just watching them dance, like, that's it. Like, I don't know what I was expecting. But I was expecting more. So. I feel like I'm like hating on the ride. I didn't hate it. If you ride Pooh's Honey Hunt, you'll understand. It's like such a better ride. Such a better ride. And I don't even like Pooh. Yeah, so there's Mrs. Potts and Chip. Pottsing it up. And this is the end of the ride. And they show the, I think that's on the popcorn bucket, right? I think so. Yeah. And you can see this outside the ride. That's about it. Cool. So that's that. That is my review of Beauty and the Beast ride. It's okay. It's okay. If you like Beauty and the Beast, you'll probably love it. If you're like me and you just want a really fun ride experience, and you've done other rides that are similar, like Pooh's Honey Hunt, Mystic Manor, you may not like it as much as, or you may not like it as much as other things. I don't know. Anyways, I'm happy with it. Yeah, you would have thought some Gaston would have been there, especially since he is. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's why I was so surprised. And I wanted to see a Gaston animatronic. I wanted to see him like they could have had like a fun fight scene, like between him and Beast. Like there could have been a thing where like you're going through the castle and you're going in different rooms and like Beast and Gaston are like fighting and like things are falling and like you're like weaving through like bookcases that are being knocked over. Like there's all of these things that they could have done to make the ride more thrilling and more exciting. And I feel like they toned down the excitement to like two. like, like nothing in this ride feels like thrilling or like just exciting. I don't know. It's so numbing. Like it's like they did like a focus test and like everyone was like, I don't like anything that's exciting. I just want the most. It's like the most vanilla experience you can get. Like I want spice. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just wanted. I wanted something. I wanted some life. Show me some life. Give me something, man. Yeah, the walkthrough was my favorite part of the ride. Like I had more enjoyment, like looking at all the stuff inside than I did the actual ride itself. So, what can you do? What can you do? I don't know. Maybe I'm too hard to please. I don't know. The problem too is that like I feel like Universal is beating Disney when it comes to creating exciting rides. Like you compare this to like the Harry Potter ride, and it's like night and day. Like the Harry Potter ride is like 8 million times better. Like it's like not even in the same league. Oh man. So yeah, but what do we do?